Imagine the longing, the heartache, the years spent yearning for the pitter-patter of tiny feet echoing in an empty home. For countless couples throughout history, infertility was a source of immense heartbreak, a closed door to the joy of parenthood. Then, in 1978, a beacon of hope pierced through the despair. The birth of Louise Brown, the world's first baby born through in vitro fertilization, also known as the IVF. This revolutionary technique wasn't just a medical marvel, it was a turning point in history. IVF shattered age-old limitations, offering a lifeline to millions struggling with infertility. For couples once bound by biological limitations, IVF unlocked a universe of possibilities. The laughter of children echoing in their homes, the warmth of tiny hands grasping theirs, the fulfillment of a fundamental human desire, all built on a foundation of resilience and scientific progress. For countless individuals, the dream of parenthood faced a formidable obstacle: infertility. Before IVF, couples navigating this challenge often felt lost and frustrated. For many women, blocked fallopian tubes created a roadblock on their journey to parenthood. When blockages arise in the tube, the egg's journey is disrupted, preventing the egg from reaching the uterus to begin the reproductive process. Males can also struggle with infertility too, such as sperm motility, where the sperm that meets with the egg in the uterus to form the beginning of a baby is unable to move effectively to reach the egg. Accurately pinpointing the cause of infertility was difficult because doctors lacked the sophisticated tests that they have available today. The available treatments at the time often offered limited success with significant risks. This was the reality before Patrick Steptoe and Robert Edwards, two visionary scientists who dared to challenge the impossible with IVF. Steptoe, a gynecologist with a strong understanding of female reproductive anatomy, understood the frustrations of infertile couples and developed a technique for accessing the fallopian tubes, which laid the groundwork for the IVF. Edwards, a brilliant embryologist, researched cultivating human eggs and understanding fertilization. Their paths converged in 1968, fueled by a shared belief in science's potential to rewrite the narrative of infertility. Despite facing immense skepticism from the medical community and ethical concerns surrounding their work, they persevered, driven by their unwavering commitment to their vision. They faced countless setbacks, failed experiments, limited funding, and the constant pressure to prove their doubters wrong. Yet their dedication remained unwavering, fueled by the stories of countless couples yearning for the chance to build a family. In the twilight hours of July 25, 1978, the world held its breath as Louise Brown entered the world. Her arrival, though seemingly ordinary, a 5-pound, 12-ounce baby girl, was a seismic shift in human history. Louise wasn't just any baby, she was the first test tube baby, conceived not in the womb, but in a sterile laboratory dish. Her journey began years earlier, when Dr. Patrick Steptoe and Dr. Robert Edwards were looking for a couple, willing to try out their completed IVF. In Leslie and John Brown, they found willing partners, a couple who had spent 9 years navigating infertility, but clinging onto the hope that science might offer a solution. Through the groundbreaking technique of the IVF, a single egg harvested from Leslie was fertilized outside the body, nurtured in a laboratory dish until it blossomed into a tiny embryo. This tiny embryo was then carefully transferred back into Leslie's womb, a fragile promise of life entrusted to the natural course of pregnancy. 9 months later, that promise materialized in the delivery room, a healthy baby girl born through a revolutionary procedure that defied the desolate landscape of infertility.
She was taken from the incubator then and put into my arms. And I think I had her for about 2 or 3 minutes. And I had to give her back, I was just shaking.
What was that moment like for you?
I don't think there's any words.
I am now handing the baby to Dr. Edwards, whose brains, skill and perseverance has made this birth possible. He started this work some 20 years ago and has concentrated a great deal of time and energy into the project.
As Louise grew, thriving and embodying the very essence of human potential, the world began to see the possibilities that IVF unlocked. The success of the IVF shattered the walls of infertility, offering a lifeline to the previously childless. News of Louise's birth sparked a global conversation, igniting a firestorm of debate and challenging long-held beliefs about conceiving. Yet, amidst the ethical concerns and societal anxieties, a louder chorus emerged: the chorus of hope. For millions touched by infertility, Louise became a symbol of possibility, a living testament that science could rewrite the script.
We met our gynecologist who would advise us on our fertility issues. As we met our gynecologist, she advised for an IUI in the initial stages. We tried 2 cycles of IUI, which was unsuccessful. So later, as we spoke to her, she advised us on IVF pregnancy, as I had issues with my fallopian tubes. My fallopian tubes were blocked, so a natural pregnancy and an IUI pregnancy was not possible. That is when she advised us for an IVF treatment.
I always had this image of me that, I'm an infertile lady, I can't have the baby on my own. At some point, I actually thought I'm not worthy anymore because I'm not a mother. When I tested positive, I still remember I couldn't believe it. I bought 10 other test kits just on the day itself. When I hear the doctor say, "What a beautiful baby girl," and the baby started crying, and that's when I started tearing and crying, and I just so surreal that I finally have her in my arms.
Medical institutions, emboldened by Louise's success and Dr. Edwards winning a Nobel Prize for the development of the IVF, began investing in IVF research and developing new and more advanced techniques, such as improved preservation of the embryos. The once experimental procedure became a beacon of hope, attracting patients from across the globe. These ripple effects extended far beyond the medical realm. Societal attitudes toward infertility began to shift, with greater understanding and empathy replacing shame and silence. Her impact continues to be felt today, with millions of families worldwide owing their existence to the groundbreaking work that culminated in her arrival. From a single fertilized egg nurtured in a lab to a symbol of hope and possibility, Louise Brown's story continues to inspire, reminding us that even the seemingly impossible can be achieved with courage, perseverance, and a touch of scientific magic. Louise Brown's arrival in 1978 wasn't just the birth of a child, it was the dawn of a new era. It marked a turning point, not just in medical history, but for families across the globe. Her story shattered the walls of societal shame and empowered individuals and families to rewrite their own narratives and redefine what it means to create a family. Her legacy isn't just etched in medical history, it's woven into the fabric of countless lives, forever changed by the miracle of her birth.